Once the interviews get going and the veteran relaxes a little bit more, you're going to hear stories that you won't believe. I mean, these are truly just ordinary people who have done extraordinary things.
I'm Bill Vollano, and I'm the coordinator for the Veterans History Project with the Ypsilanti Rotary, and we've been in this for 6 years now. It's my role to help recruit veterans, make sure that they're taped, recruit interviewers, and then with the tape, we make DVDs out of them. We give a copy to the veteran. We also send a copy to the Library of Congress. I got involved in it because Gershom Nelson, a history professor here at Eastern, called and said, Bill, would you like to get involved in a Veterans Project? And of course, we said, sure. And the rest is history.
In the last year, we've hosted a Veterans football game tailgate, a barbecue at the lake house, and several events honoring Veterans Day. Our office tries to take every opportunity possible to honor and support our veterans and active duty military. So we welcome the opportunity to partner with Veterans Radio and the Veterans History Project by co-hosting this event at EMU's Convocation Center.
We've met so many people doing these interviews that are just amaze you. I mean, nurses, we've even talked to people from Willow Run that worked at the, during the roll-up to World War II and the Arsenal for Democracy. And then we talked with a woman who actually had been a riveter, and it was fascinating. So those things are just, you come to appreciate what these men and women have done more and more as you talk to them.
It's good medicine because by continuously sharing the stories of what I've went through, it helps heal some of the battle wounds that I've, because when I was in Iraq as a truck driver, I saw things that nobody here in America never wants to see, so that's really what brought me out.
I was in the Army from 1967 to 1971, and I ended up flying helicopters in Vietnam.
I was drafted in 1969. I had a number of 23, which was pretty low, so I knew I was going. Became a sergeant and was sent to Vietnam. Served briefly in Vietnam before I was wounded, and sent home and finished my rest of my time in Fort Knox, Kentucky, and was discharged in 1971.
We have recordings of many people who were prisoners of war, people who were in the Battle of the Bulge, prisoners of war both in Japan and in Germany. And the thing that's interesting to me is that the different treatments that these prisoners got was unbelievable. From almost a country club atmosphere, as was described by Sonny Elliott, to absolute torture described by Paul Jankowiak out of Lansing.
We're at Eastern because in the fall, Eastern played Army in a football game, and Scott Schultz, who's the media contact here, PR person at Eastern, said, why don't you guys come out, we'll hold a tailgate, and you can talk to the guys from the Army and all the veterans from Eastern Michigan if they wanted to come over. And so we had a tent set up by the Rynearson Stadium.
Well, I was drafted in the Army in March of 1943. We ended up in Bavaria and Traunstein, Germany. Toward the end of the war, we met the Russians who were on the other side of the Elbe River. And that's the first my experience in drinking vodka at the time.
A lot of times, families only want to hear the story once and then that's it. And move on, get on with your life. And unfortunately, with a lot of veterans, that story is in you for the rest of your life. As much as you try to keep it down, it's always there.
I'm kind of passionate about veterans. I know what they went through, and I just pay attention to that kind of stuff. So.
And being a part of history is something worthwhile. Yeah.